So, hi everyone, welcome to our hot seat tonight. Tonight we have the amazing Helena sharing. If everyone else could just go on mute, please, that would be amazing so that we can get a clear recording. So, I won't share too much about Helena, I'll let her take over. But Helena has been in the business for, I think, around 12 months now, is that right?
Yeah, August 2016.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
goes so fast. So yeah, if you just want to share a little bit about your journey so far, and then I can, just ask some questions as we go along.
Sure. Okay. So my journey so far, yes, started in August 2016. In the beginning, it was a lot to take on for me. So I'm a stay-at-home mum of 3 kids, and my husband's fly in, fly out. So I felt in the beginning with my business quite inundated, I guess. It was a lot for me to take on. And I tried to take it in my stride. It didn't go so well. Anyway, not giving up this long on, still not giving up. I got an early teamie in the start. Her name was Kylie, and she decided in the early days of the business wasn't for her. And then I had one of my customers, Clinton, who had won the shred, whatever year that was, last year. And he decided to join me as a teamie too, but he, such a busy work life. He's so busy. But as for me, then I got Jodie on, which has been an absolute blessing because Jodie was a high school friend. We weren't even great friends, I guess, where we Jodie weren't so close, but great having her on board now because she's such a great person and teaches me so much about myself every day. When I'm Jodie and the random little comments, he almost, everything's so real and in myself, not only in myself, but that I can do this business. So so handy having Jodie on because I had felt that I'd lost my way not long before getting Jodie as a teamie. So having her, I guess she's helped lift me a bloody lot as a person. But yeah, and then just recently I got a new teamie, Zoe, who that's still getting off the ground. But yeah, so far, I don't know, that's basically
awesome.
I don't really know what you want to know.
And we all have those struggles, right? All those stories, all those teamies that get started and then for whatever reasons they tend to drop off. And I think it's really important for us to realize that that's okay. This is what happens in this business. It's nothing to do with us. I know I used to take it personal because I think I put on 4 teamies and none of them got to SDVF, and I was starting to think, this was probably 12 months ago. Is it me? Like, what's wrong with me or the system? Am I giving them too much information? Am I not giving them enough? So that's only normal. And, it takes somebody for you to bring on into this business and for them to see the vision of what this can be. And like you said with Jodie, just having that one person that you can bounce ideas off and talk to about challenges and wins and things like that. And although you have, a whole team of us as well that you can do that through, it's nice when you've got a teamie that is in action, that is teachable, you're helping them smash their goals and reach their, for whatever reasons, if they're wanting to leave their job or just create that extra money for a holiday, whatever it might be. It's so rewarding to have that, and it just outweighs everything else about, the teamies who you get disappointed that you can't, you felt like you couldn't give them the vision, but it's not up to us. Like Linda, and we hear everyone say that we're not that important, and it's our job just to show this opportunity to as many people as we can, and then if they want to run with it, awesome. If they don't, if they're happy just getting their product cheaper and introducing the product to a couple more people along the way, then that's awesome as well. Like, I think we all just have to love everyone for where they're at and be grateful for that, which is exactly what you're doing, Helena. So tell me, tell us what has kept you going, so to speak, I suppose, because as you mentioned, you did have some struggles, you felt overwhelmed in the beginning, but what was it that has made you stick around and not quit on a bad day?
I can see the bigger picture. I do know the potential of this business. So what's holding me back is myself and my own doubts in myself. So I definitely can see the bigger picture. I can see how it can happen. I think if I persevere and as I grow as a person, I do know that it will work for me. And I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. So I'm not going to, I've wanted to quit so many times, but definitely will persevere. And I, definitely can see that it will
What
work
this can be.
in the future.
And I think that's so important, that you have been really teachable. So you've jumped onto trainings, and that's how we get to see the vision, right, of what this can be. We listen to stories of how it's changed other people's lives. We see firsthand how people are being successful and what changes they're able to make in their life. So we know that it's all real, and you can't fail in this business unless you quit, right? And you're not a quitter. So I think just holding on to that long-term vision, and that's what's really hard, I suppose, for a lot of us in freestyle especially, is that we do have some people who are doing ridiculous things, but it's really out of the ordinary. It's not the norm. This is called the 4-year career for a reason. It's like an apprenticeship, you're not getting paid too much in the beginning of your apprenticeship, but by the end, as you're learning and growing and working on yourself and your business and everything over those 4 years, you're going to come out of that with, an abundance of so many things in life. So do you have a DMO that you do each day that you can share with us?
It's not each day, but I do like to post a lot of inspirational. I find that if I'm getting, lots of attention on inspirational posts, I find that works. So I've noticed lately lots of people liking more of my posts, no matter what they're surrounded by. So whether it's just inspirational or, whether it's something that my family or I have done that I post, I'm finding that more people are seeing them. And they're liking them. So I guess it's just trying to make that daily post, and I don't honestly do it daily because there are some days where I just don't. It's not that I don't get the time, but I just don't. So that's where I fail. I know that's one of my downfalls, is instead of utilizing the Facebook the way that we're taught. So I guess I know my downfalls, but it's all growing and learning that what I need to do daily. But it is, I find that if I can get an inspirational post and at least reach out to one person, for me, that's great. And I do know I can be doing more, but for me and where I'm at the moment, that's what I find is working for me. Awesome.
And what has been your greatest challenge so far?
This tonight. Honestly, I'm in the business as well. It's taking on new team, and I worry, and I say to Tony that I worry that I'm not going to be the best support for anyone that I bring on. So that honestly, bringing on new team is my biggest challenge, because I feel that I'm the one failing my new team. So
And so why do you feel that is? Why do you feel bringing on team, apart from, not having built that self-belief within yourself yet, that you are an amazing leader and you are growing an awesome team and you are attracting people into the business? But what do you,
I don't know why. It's just in myself, honestly. It's all in my head. I think that I just have, I don't know, let myself believe that for far too long now. That I worry that I'm the one
Yeah.
getting in my own head, I guess. And I know I have Tony. I have all of you. Tony is always so supportive that it's unbelievable. And she always tells me, you know, whenever we're messaging that or talking, that I can do it, but I still fret that there's something that I don't know, going to leave out or forget or, yeah.
But I think now too, like we have a pretty foolproof step-by-step system. And I think that really has put a lot of people's minds at ease and taken away a bit of that fear of bringing on new team and am I going to do it right and do I have the time? And, you know, like we said before, it's not up to us whether they're successful or not. It's up to them. And I think now that we have those steps, it's really easy. Well, not easy, but if you can try and retrain your mind and your mindset that I'm not that important. I want to share this with as many people as I can. And we have a really simple step-by-step system that I'm going to plug them into. If they only get to step 1, that's totally fine. That's not my problem. You know, like it's nothing to do with what I've done wrong. If they get to step 8 and get to smash out all their fast tracks and you get the bonuses, that's cool too, because it's all a numbers game. We all know that, right? We're not going to bring on 5 teamies and they're going to be 5 NMDs. But it's just having those more conversations. And like you said, if you're happy at the moment with where you are in your business and reaching out to one person a day, then that's totally fine. Like that's awesome. But if you're ready to grow within yourself and work on yourself and do some personal development and reach out to say 2 people a day to get double the conversations happening, which will probably in turn double your new team coming along, and you've done it an awesome job with Jody, you know, now you've got another new teamie that's come on board. So it all just, you know, just flows. But I think it's really important to try and get that mindset right, that you are amazing, you are an awesome leader, you are attracting amazing people into your team, and things will start changing. So, sorry. So it's a impatient child that wants me and she's ringing me from her bed. So does anyone else have any questions? I'm sure some other girls might want to ask you anything, or does anyone else have any questions for Helena? Katie, got a hand up?
Hi, Helena.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask you, because not that I know exactly where you live, but I know you live a bit rural. Is that right?
Yeah, just west of Warwick, yeah.
Okay, all right. So how do you find living out there? Because I had a conversation with Tanika, it was yesterday, and we were just talking about obviously not living on the Gold Coast or Brisbane where there's a lot of action happening. And we were talking about some people that were building some really fantastic businesses that weren't in any of those places. So I just want to know how, with the team people that you've got and customers, how do you go about doing that? Is it just through Facebook, even though you said you don't utilise it as much as you could?
Yeah, everything that I've done so far has been through Facebook. I have never really found it super easy to make friends. Upon saying that, I'm not a loser either, but they're really clicky over this way. So everything's been via Facebook. Country women are completely different. I'm not going to be anyway. Everything's on Facebook. I can say a lot there, but anyway, yeah.
And do you have a lot of people who live near you on the product? Like, do you have, or is it mainly your Facebook friends?
No, mainly Facebook friends. I have had a few women around the area, but they've tried it and done a 4-month supply and then no longer, wish to purchase further. And I've often wondered whether I've failed them there, but I've always tried to be really conscious on customer care. That's one thing that I really try to be, I give them calls after they've got the product. So I'm not I'm not sure whether they just want to trial it to see how they go. I don't know what their expectations have, you know, really been. But yeah, no, they tend to just do it for the 4 months and that's been it. And there's only been a couple of women who I'm actually have met through my children's school.
Yeah.
But otherwise, because my neighbours aren't very close, so it's not. I can't just, you know, call up. You want to go for a coffee because coffee's, you know, in town, half an hour away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, right. Interesting. And if you just want to go next door, it's like getting the car, but let's drive next door.
Everywhere you go, you drive. So I drove 2.5K to our bus stop. So.
Oh, wow.
Which I guess, I mean, you see that on the Gold Coast, or you see it in Brisbane anyway, people, you know, driving down the road, but I don't know, everything seems so far away out here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
And Helena, can you just share with us, do you have any goals over the next, you know, 30, 60, 90 days? Are you a goal setter, or do you just kind of go with the flow?
I do kind of go with the flow, but I want to be, ultimately, it's weird to say because I don't push myself to do it and I need to push myself, but by the end of this year, I've had it in my head at the start of the year that I wanted to do an 8 club by the end of this year, which is a big stretch for me because I'm not so much out of my shell. I find it very foreign to reach out to people. So, yeah. 8 club by the end of the year was my ultimate stretch goal.
And that's still definitely achievable because we still have like 8 months to go, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And so you realise what you need to go to work on to make that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do know that Tony, as she's always said to me, that as soon as I'm ready to make the step, she's more than willing to push me, which is probably what I need, but I'm so in my comfort zone that I don't know, it's almost a fear. I'll be honest, it's almost a fear to.
What are you afraid of?
Reach out. No, and it's always been a no all along.
And what do you think they're saying no to?
I'm not sure where it's come from. I don't know. I do not know at all. I do not know.
Do you feel like they're saying no to you as a person, that you're getting rejected when they say no?
Not necessarily. No. Because they're all still people that I will chat to on a, you know, I could chat to them daily, and that wouldn't affect, I guess it still wouldn't affect the outcome of a friendship. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what are you so afraid of with that no?
I don't know. I guess it's that they don't want to do what I think is awesome. I guess they don't want to. It even comes down to product. I just. So for instance, I've not had any of my family, or I shouldn't say any. So my brother, who's disabled, started the products not so long ago. And it's because of my mother's whole decision that he couldn't take them regularly enough because he goes away from her at periods of time. Anyway, so I've had no family support. I just think that it's in my head that because my family hasn't supported me, that I'm too scared to even reach out to cousins for that whole reason. I don't know, fear of. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even answer that. It's just.
How do you rate your belief in on the product? What would you rate that out of 10? Yeah,
10 out of 10. I love the product for myself, and my kids. All my 3 kids jump up to sneak the lollies in the fridge.
Yeah.
Love it. I've had doubts with my husband. He takes it and he has this thing in his head which probably hasn't helped me a lot. He has this thing where he thinks if he takes it, he ends up sick every time. And I'm like, you're detoxing. So he's fly in, fly out, and he starts and stops all the time. Like, just take it with you. You've got to take it with you to get over the detox phase. So we come home for 2 weeks and he'll take it and he's like, oh, I'm getting sick. I'm coming down. It has to be the Juice Plus. But then again, for me taking it, he thinks it's great that I take it, and he thinks it's great that I am a franchisee.
Yeah.
And he, I guess, yeah. is great that way. But when I see all this doubt, and like I suggested it for my brother, and I don't know, you see all these people starting and stopping straight away. I don't know, it really gets me down that I'm not doing some part of my job correctly, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we have to kind of think to ourselves, I think you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And it's not that people are saying no to you if they don't want to go on the product, or no to you because they don't want to get started in your team. Not everyone's going to realize the importance of putting the right amount of nutrition into their bodies every day. Not everyone's looking to be part of an awesome community like we're part of. But as long as you're planting those seeds, that's our job, is just planting those seeds with people, so that if they do get to that point in their life where they might hate their job and they want to quit and they're looking for something else, or they're getting sick and their kids are getting sick all the time, and they remember back to that conversation that they had with you, or when you reached out to them about the product, it has to be the timing has to be key for people. And I think if you kind of look at it in that way and go, you know what, I'm just going to start reaching out to people. I have 10 out of 10 belief in the product. If people can't see that, then that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. Like I'm just planting the seeds and going through those numbers. And that's definitely going to help you with everything, you know, with your self-belief, with your business, with bringing on customers and team, is just having those more conversations. And I know it's easy to say, but try not to be attached to the outcome. Try not to let those no's knock you down. We all get them. It's not only you. Like say I'm having 10 conversations a day, I might have 10 no's. But then if I'm having 10 times more conversations than you are, I'm going to get 10 times more no's, but I'm only also going to get 10 times the yeses. Trace, did you want to add something into that? I see you with your hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Helena, just to give you a little bit of an insight, my partner Tim refuses to take the capsules. I don't know what it is, but he just won't take them. And either will my mum, who's on all sorts of medications. She's got high cholesterol. She's on antidepressants and everything. Does my flipping head in. But when we were in Albury at Christmas, Tim goes to me, can you speak to my mum and dad about the product? I think it would really help them. And do you know what the first thing I said to them was like, how the hell am I supposed to speak to them about the product when you don't even believe in it? And he goes, oh, no, I think I do believe in it. I just don't need it. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know. And then my mum secretly took it without us knowing about it. And I found out that she went through a detox phase and felt crap for 2 weeks. And so she is also the same as your husband, just, you know. But then my brother, who I had a huge argument with once because he asked me about it and I told him, and then he goes, don't ever talk to me about it again, is now on the product 12 months later and is coming off his antidepressants because of it. So just keep on chipping away, because you never know when they will jump on board, or, you know, it might help them. And I can tell you, if I sort of gave up because Tim decided not to take it, I would have given up in the first week of this business.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then I heard a story tonight from a 70-year-old lady who's having to still work because her husband had a stroke 10 years ago, who for the first time, she's been on the product for 9 months. She's lost all inflammation in her fingers so she can look after her husband properly. Her husband had a stroke and is in a wheelchair and he's on the shakes, and it's the first time he's been on it for 8 months and hasn't been to hospital for the first time in 10 years over the last 8 months and stuff. So you just have to plug into a few different trainings every so often and listen to these stories, and you suddenly realise that this shit works, bottom line.
And can I just add in there too, this is a bit off track, but it's in relation to getting no's and getting downs and being out where you are. Although you're not near us, being at some of the conferences and stuff and meeting some of the girls that are in Toowoomba, they are absolutely awesome. they have weekly events. I know you probably can't go weekly, but maybe if you go fortnightly, they will put you under their wing. I have no doubt that they won't. And it's just good to be around, surrounded by people and hearing their stories and hearing that they get no's and hearing everything else. You've got that there. I would definitely be trying to get to Toowoomba or Warwick. I think it's Toowoomba though, and we can find all their names.
Caitlin Brasington, yeah, she's awesome. You'll really like her, Helena. So yeah, we can definitely find out. What was that, Tony?
Kirsty as well, that's out there?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where Jackie is as well?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of team out there.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're all down to earth, nice, genuine people. They really are.
Totally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll mute myself eating.
It's all right. It's so good. Awesome, girls. Well, we might wrap it up there if nobody else has any questions for Helena. And I really appreciate you driving 2.5K so that we can hear you share, Helena, because I know your internet is rubbish. But just know that you've got 110% support from all of us. You know, like Trey said, plugging into things where you can hear stories is definitely going to help you build your belief around everything. And yeah, I'm very grateful, and I'm sure Tony's very proud of you as well, that you did step out of your comfort zone, because we know that's a massive thing for you, but you're like, you know what, let's just feel the fear and do it anyway. You could have thought of a million excuses, but you didn't. So you should feel really proud of yourself, and I hope when you get off this call you can know deep down that you did an amazing job, and I'm sure so many of the girls got so much value out of it as well. So you get to nominate the person for next week. I think that's how we're rolling along with this. So if you wanted to nominate somebody to be in the hot seat, doesn't necessarily have to be a team.
I'm more than happy, Jodie, if you don't mind, because you stay, and I feel tonight, but you ladies will help me a lot to add value, because she does it to me. Anytime that I message Jodie, she's 100% adding value. So Jodie, if you can.
Yes, awesome. How do you feel about that, Jodie? I know you'll share because you're amazing and you step out of your comfort zone all the time. Oh, look, Evie's got a message. Evie loves you. That wasn't what was on the whiteboard a minute ago. She was like, come on. Good girl. So, Jodie, that would be amazing, and I'm sure the girls would get so much out of it if you were willing to jump into the hot seat.
I can do that. I probably feel a little bit like Helena did, because I don't feel like I have much to offer, because my business really is sort of stagnant at the moment. But yeah, even if I can get on and get lots of advice, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. We all look forward to it. Thank you so much, girls. I'm going to